Welcome to episode 13 of Paul Plays in Portugal. Hopefully it's not going to be an unlucky 13th episode because today we're taking on Sporting in the semi-final of the Taça da Liga. Of course we managed to get through to this stage last season against all odds. This year it was almost an inevitability that we were going to sail through to this stage despite having a tough group consisting of Porto. But we managed to get a 0-0 draw against him in the group stage and we've got through to another semi-final. We've already beaten Sporting once this season, although last year we did witness the attacking force of Sporting when they scored 5 goals past us, remember, when they beat us 5-3. So we know they are dangerous going forwards, but Origi is out injured, so that could be a bonus. We're playing at the Estadio de Algarve today, and it's just going to be one match today, but I just want to let you know the plans for the next few episodes. So today, episode 13, Taça da Liga semi-final. Episode 14, we're going to take on Guimarães in the league and Boa Vista in the first leg of our semi-final of the Taça de Portugal. We've got through to 2 cup semi-finals this year. That is a remarkable achievement, and we're currently top of the table, which is even greater. Then immediately after that, I'm going to do episode 15 and play Porto and Sporting. Now, the reason for showing those matches, of course, we're at the top of the table. We're fighting for top spot amongst Porto and Sporting. So they are crucial games, which is why I'm going to do 2 episodes with no gap in between. And then episode 16 is going to be the second leg of our cup semi-final against Boa Vista. And we'll probably play a league game as well. Maybe. I haven't decided that far ahead. But anyway, that's what's coming up. Since the last episode, we have played 4 league games and 1 cup game. And you can see we finally lost our second game of the season, and it was against the mighty Benfica. They only got their winning goals in the last 10 minutes. We really went for it, as usual. My attacking tactic was sublime at the start of this game. We went 2-0 up, thanks to Franco Lopez. But our defence fell apart in this game. Ferreira, 5.8. Mesquita, 5.8. The rest of the defence wasn't much better either. They just fell apart. The attacking force of Benfica, they were just too strong for us today. Raul Jimenez managed to get 2 goals. And yeah, 83rd and 89th minute winners. They turned it around. They turned the game on the head. They're a quality team despite underperforming on this save. And we were punished for that. We then followed that up with a 2-0 away win in the Cup. Put out a weaker team. It was a lower league opposition. And an own goal and a goal from Chuma put us through to the semi-final. Now I have loaned Chuma out to Lagoa. They've honestly bid about 20 times for him, and I finally decided to let him go because he's probably not going to get any game time. That was only his second appearance of the season. I don't think he's going to turn into the quality striker that we need. Anyway, we got through that game quite comfortably with a weaker team. Back to winning ways in the league. 5-0. What a win against Estoril. 5 goals away from home. It's a good achievement despite playing a weaker team. You can see Franco Lopez got a hat-trick in a 9.7 performance. Wellington scored a goal, which is it's always a surprise when he actually sticks one in the back of the net. He had a really good game though. Key passes, chances created galore. 3 assists as well. Hat-trick of assists from Wellington. And Paulinho came off the bench to score a goal as well. So really good performance in that one. We then followed that up with a 2-0 win against Moreirense. Bruno Lamas and Ricardo Pessoa having to play because Mosquito's picked up an injury. Our 36-year-old right back managed to score again though. Although he did miss a penalty prior to this, but this is a beautiful free kick. You can't get much better than that. Perfectly in the top left-hand corner. Against our old player Hackman, by the way, he moved to Moreirense in the summer. And then a 3-1 win against Desportivo Aves Birds. They did take the lead. We turned it around thanks to goals from Bruno Tabata. Ricardo Pessoa with another penalty goal, although he missed a penalty in the last game. He seems to score whenever he plays. And Franco Lopez rounded it off with a 3rd goal. But yeah, Pessoa's managed to score 3 league goals this season in 4 starts. That's impressive. He could have had 4 if he'd stuck that penalty away as well. And he's a right back. I know he takes us set pieces. And his free kick's gone up to 19, by the way. I mean, I'm tempted just to put him in the team because of his free kick ability. He's just such a weapon. But he is getting old, he's getting slow, he's defensively still alright, but physically it's a bit of a problem. But I have signed a couple players, and one of which is a right back. But the best signing of all is this Brazilian, Marcos Vinicius, who is an 18-year-old with real potential. I just looked at all the Brazilian teams, if I'm honest, just looked through. Scout, obviously I couldn't see many attributes at all because I've disabled... no, but we do have attribute masking on, so I couldn't see much. I could literally see about 4 attributes. There was a couple things that stood out, possibly. You know, tackling and heading, it sort of said between 12 and 16 or something. I saw he had a release clause of £140,000, and I thought that's pretty cheap. That could be a signal that he's not very good. But I just took a punt. I'd managed to get some scouting in, and they said he could be a good player. Well, it wasn't really clear, but I just decided to go for it because it was quite a small fee. We had money to spend, and he is a really good player. He's the same quality as Jadson and Posignolo, and he's only 18 years old. That is amazing. He really must have a lot of potential. I think he can be a star. I really can. Unfortunately, he's on international duty with, I guess, the Brazilian under 20s at the moment until mid-February. So he won't be able to make his debut for a while. I don't know if he's even come to the club, to be honest, because he's been playing international duty ever since he signed. And he would go straight into the team for Jadson or Posignolo, but they have been solid this season. We've done well defensively, although admittedly we did concede 4 goals against Benfica, but that is Benfica. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to seeing him play in the next couple of seasons in particular. Anyway, the other player coming in is a guy on loan. Because Mosquito got injured, I just thought we need another right back. Pessoa's a bit old. I know he's scoring goals, but perhaps we'll try and sign someone else. Flavio Avalos, who's the same quality as Mosquito, and he's only 18 years old as well. I did look to sign him permanently, but his release clause was much higher, so we probably won't be able to sign him. I am going to play him today, even though Pessoa is a goal-scoring machine at the moment. I just want to try him out. Physically very strong. Players going out of the team. I don't know if I ever mentioned that I sold Brendan, a player that was in the under-19s. We didn't need him. A few players have gone out on loan as well. A couple youngsters. Edward Sarpong is in the under-19s, who you won't have seen before. Jean Philippe, another player that was in the under-19s. I don't really know why they've got so many 22, 23, 24-year-olds in the under-19s. Chuma's gone out on loan, and this chap, one of the regions that came through last season, has also gone on loan to Lejeau. I don't think he's going to turn into anything. Anyway then, so we've got a couple injuries. Mosquito, Posignolo injured. Vinegar's injured as well, so we've got a bit of a problem at the back. But thanks to my new signings, we should be okay. So this is the team we're going with. Avalos is making his debut at right back. Pessoa's on the bench, just in case he messes up. The rest of the team kind of speaks for itself, really. Can we beat Sporting? Let's find out. So these are the two teams then. Sporting, they've got Carvalho in midfield. They're playing this guy up front, Marquez, a 20-year-old Portuguese striker. Looks pretty good for his age. But they're not playing the main strikers that they've got. For some reason, that might give us some hope. Alternatively, he might put in a stunning performance to try and get into the first 11. I'm just going to say to the defence, can do a lot better. That's motivated them. On the whole, defensively, we have been so much better than last season. But there is the odd game where we do fall apart and we do still concede goals from corners, but we have improved. Flavio Avalos has already picked up his first yellow card. Oh, by the way, regen faces. I don't know if I've... Oh, free kick. Let's focus on this. Nakajima. Oh, just puts it over the bar. Regen faces on FM18 are disastrously bad. They've changed it to now a 3D model, but it just looks like their faces are melting. I don't know if you've seen it. If you have the game, I'm sure you have. But, 2015, the regen faces were great. You know, I'd rather have a 2D model and them actually look like people rather than plasticine, as they almost score. Jadson gets rid of it. That was their first shot, really of note, of the game. Bruno Lamas has just picked up a yellow card. Half an hour in. There's not really been much action yet. Are we going to get a chance now? Here's Marcel playing it into Bruno Lamas. Lovely ball into Wellington. Can he put a good delivery in? No, it's into the keeper's arms. He's so hit and miss. I've forgotten to say, by the way. I should have remembered this, but Paulinho, £1.8 million bid in for him, rising to 2.2 million. Let's just... As he scores! Talk of the devil! Paulinho scores from a Wellington cross. It's a brilliant cross from Wellington that time. And Paulinho heads in. But the board have accepted that bid on my behalf. I had no choice. They said it was too good to refuse. I spoke to the board, tried to convince them to keep him. they said no, it's just too good a bid. So it's £1.8 million in for Paulinho, rising to 2.2. I can't even remember who's bid for it. It's probably a French team. We'll have a look afterwards. In fact, can we have a look now? Transfer-wise, it's Stade Rennais. Yeah, it was a French team. So if he accepts their contract offer, which I'm guessing he will, they're probably going to offer more than £4,500 a week. He's off, and that's a real shame because I love Paulinho, not just because he's got Paul in his name, and it fits with the series of the alliterative P, but he's been really good for us this year since I've managed to sort out his attacking midfield role. Obviously, he's just scored now. He's already got 8 goals before today in all competitions. Not a huge number of assists, and I do like him. He does produce some incredible, magical performances every now and then, and other times maybe he's a little bit average. But he's going to be a big miss if we have to sell him. It's a lot of money, especially for a club our size. But if we're to finish in a European place this season, then we'd get quite a bit of money anyway. So I just feel it's a terrible decision from the board as they equalise through that man, Marquez. It was inevitable, wasn't it? It is frustrating because I felt like I was building a good project here, built around the likes of Paulinho, who was probably the main star in the middle. Nakajima, of course, but he's a bit... I mean, all of my plays are a little bit inconsistent. Wellington, Paulinho, Nakajima, they can be stars on their day, but other times they're a bit inconsistent. But those three in particular, building the team around them. I've signed Bruno Lamas in midfield, who I really like. We've now signed a really good Brazilian young defender. I just felt like we were building this great project. And if we're to sell one of those players, Paulinho, that's a shame. And Wellington's also had a few bids for him, £500,000. You could argue maybe I should accept that because he is inconsistent and terrible at finishing. But he's just created a great goal today with a cross. I know the first cross was terrible, but the second cross was brilliant for Paulinho. So it's percentages, isn't it? You know, if you put enough crosses in, you're going to score. That's Wellington's philosophy. And I just don't want the board accepting all these offers for my players. Like Nakajima could be next. The best offer for him, though, has been like 200k, which is nothing. He's just not worth anything, which is a bit strange. He did ask for a new contract. He wanted a bit too much money. I spoke to Posignolo, who then spoke to Nakajima and convinced him to stay. So he seems to be happy at the moment. As we win a corner, Nakajima puts it all the way back to Bruno Lamas. That's not a great ball from him. I'm not sure he was trying to find there. But great tackle by Avalon, or what's his name? I forgot his name already. The guy I've got on loan at right back. And Sporting coming forwards. This looks dangerous, really dangerous. Nakajima can't intercept, and that's just over the bar. We've only had 3 shots in this game, despite going attacking. It has been all Sporting by the looks of it. And now it's a corner to them. Can we get it clear? We can't. We're 2-1 down. Are we heading out of the cup at the semi-final stage? We're going to have to change something up because we're not doing it going forwards today. Lopez has been non-existent. Nakajima having a poor game once again. You know, if someone was to come in with a big bid for him, then I'd be tempted to sell him. But he's only worth 180k. That's the problem. He should really be worth 5 million, I would say. He's a £5 million player. But we're not going to get that sort of money because of the team we are. In real life, I think Porto are like signing him for 10 million or something. Do we bring Nakajima off? The other thing is, we do have Bruno Tabata, who's a good player, and he could replace Paulinho playing behind the strike. He could replace Nakajima, and he does pop up with some important goals for us, and he's only 21, so he's a good player to build the team around as well. So I've got no problem playing him or starting him. Oh, I've just realised. I've been playing Lopez as an advanced forward. He's meant to be a trequartista. Oh, is that the issue? Is that why he's not been performing? It's really frustrating. How did I not notice that? Okay, let's see if we can get back into this. I've been doing a lot of talking today, moaning about transfers. It's just part and parcel of being manager of a team that doesn't have very good reputation, I suppose, at this stage. Maybe one day we will, but the board are going to sell players like Paulinho if a big bid comes in for him. Come on, lads. Let's turn this around. It has been all Sporting. They've had 17 shots to our 3. I think we're going to have to go for the old pump up the pitch to Stanley approach. I'm going to take off Lamas, bring on Stanley. Paulinho will drop into central midfield and we're going to go 2 up front. I think we have to do that. And I'm actually going to take Franco Lopez off as well and bring on Rui Costa to play as a poacher. So target man poacher, that old English style of play, I guess. And yeah, we're basically pump into box, there we go, and we'll float the crosses in. Okay, 15 minutes to save our League Cup journey. We've done so well this season, but this could be our third loss of the season in all competitions. It's looking that way, and we've still only had 3 shots. What has happened? How are we not having any shots? It's really annoying. I'm going to have to go overload, go route 1, take more risks, push higher up, get stuck in, close down more. I'm just, we have to do this, don't we? Oh, a chance for Sporting, but maybe we can counter. Oh, it's over the bar. We escape. We're still in this. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going. We're losing. We're out the cup. We're out the League Cup anyway. We're still in the Taça de Portugal Cup. We failed at this stage for the second time in a row, and Sporting deserved it. They had 22 shots, 59% possession. We took the lead, and then after that, we just weren't in this game whatsoever, and they just showed their dominance. But I really wanted to get through to a final. We still could get through to a final. We've got Boa Vista in the semi-final. That's more of a winnable game in the Taça de Portugal. But yeah. So next time you see me, Paulinho may have left. They have a couple days to sign him, basically. Get it over the line. I've tried to offer him a new contract, by the way, but he doesn't want to. Waiting for the outcome of the current accepted transfer bid, basically. I might have to try and find a replacement for him then in a matter of hours. We can just get by Bruno Tabata, but it's really frustrating. I don't want to. He's possibly my favourite player. He's not always consistent, I know, but some of the performances he has produced is just incredible. He is our best player, I think. Looking at it, if you look at current ability, he is our best player. And I don't want to lose him, but I think we're going to lose him. It's a decent transfer fee, but realistically, he's worth more than 1.8 or 2.2 million pounds that it will rise to. If he was playing for Porto right now, he'll be sold for more money than that, I'm sure. So that's annoying. Anyway, thank you for watching today's episode. We did lose. We put up a little bit of a fight in that first half, fell apart after that. But there's still hope. There's still hope to win the league. I haven't shown the league title. I'll just end with this. 43 points. We're level with Porto. We're winning because of head-to-head performances. We're 1 point ahead of Sporting, who beat us today. We're 7 points ahead of Benfica. Hopefully that's a big enough gap to stay ahead of them, and we can get top 3. But it really is. The fight is on. We've still got a long way to go though. But we've only lost 2 games, so there's a lot of hope that we can put up a good fight and challenge Porto and Sporting all the way to the very end. Let's hope so anyway. Obrigado for watching. I'll see you very soon.